We are live on YouTube. I just love saying that. It was a goal of mine to be able to get to YouTube, and I did it. It took me a long time, but here we are. So tonight we have, or this evening we have a guest. This guest is somebody who has been around in the industry for many years since he was very young, debonair young gentleman, and he has been, through the ropes of life. And he has landed himself in Vegas. So, currently coming out of Vegas, we have the artist known as Papa Dad.
Yes, yes, yes. I got my dogs in the back. How you doing, Mama?
How are you this evening? How's everything been going? I know you be on the most with it, trying to get things accomplished while we here living life every day, trying to make every moment count, trying to get people involved, trying to get people to collaborate and move forward. And sometimes I feel like people don't hear us when we speak, right? Like
Right.
I've talked with you about that over the years. And so sometimes, we just talking to the wrong wall. That's all.
Yeah, because the support is it seems like it's dead now. Not like it was 10 years ago when everybody was there. Everybody. I be sitting at home reminiscing about the good times that we had on the road and traveling and having fun like that. What do you feel about that? How do you feel about the support?
Yeah, I feel like music in general, like entertainment and music has gone through different intervals, right? Like you had a lot going on like in the 50s, and then there was a lot going on in like the 70s with the change of things. Then you come into the 90s, and the 90s is when they started less I don't want to say less control because it was very controlled, but it was the allure that we had our own genres in music, and they created more, and there was money. They put money on the table, right? Let's just get down to it. Money.
What you think with the
It all
problem
comes down to the rate of exchange, and it all comes down to money. If
right
the
now?
project if the project don't have its own money, ain't nobody want to touch it. Don't nobody want to invest in a project of people they don't. Whatever the case is, it all
Right.
comes down to money. Money's put in the hands for people to do this over here, and they do fucked up dumbass shit over here. So then money don't get put in the hand of them no more to do nothing. They fucked up. But then the next person can't get no money in their hand to do what they got to do, and then the next person they get money to, and they go do this over here, and they go do the wrong thing with the money, even though the production was good, but it's still the wrong thing with the money. I mean, it always comes down to fucking money, yeah?
Yeah, always. But back in the day, it used to be fun first.
Right. Like there was actual support. Like your friend had an idea, and you listened to their idea, and the you saw in their idea how it could work, and you worked together and you made it happen real quick. I mean, but I guess I know we say this all the time, but like people grow up, they grow into their own way. People are less
Right. They grow
friendly,
away.
they're less family. Everybody's so selfish. It's not a kingdom anymore. There's no kingdom being for people to be these kings and people to be these what I'm saying, talking about this, people are not like, they don't take care of their own people. You're not doing
They
that.
don't.
So that's not the status you got. And then y'all not working together. Like even back in the day, in the kingdom days, the ops, they were still right there. They worked with you in your kingdom. Like
Right.
just because they was the ops this week didn't mean that they didn't get a representative at the table, because there was a certain kind of coding respect. So when it
Right.
comes to support, people don't support some of the people. They just like overlook them, and then they over support people who don't even need their support. And so it's like wasted support. Like there's so much wasted support out there.
Yes, that's true. That's true. The ones that don't need it, they get it. The ones that don't have the talent get everything. And that what kills me the most, the ones with no talent.
It's, well, the industry itself has turned into more of a popularity contest. um, being well known or being like what they call a celebrity, being famous, different things, being an entertainer, being a musician, being, an actor. Like all these things are different levels.
Yes,
Being a
like if
celebrity and being an entertainer is different than being, you know,
if we had a lot of people like you out there, it'd be a lot easier uh in the game because you're not greedy, you're not selfish, you have a great heart, uh, you out open on everything when it comes to anything with passion of music and art and all that stuff. That's why one thing I love about Flower, she is like 100% for everything when it comes to being happy, outgoing, want to take boundaries and all that type of stuff. You got to have people like that around you, especially you. That's why I love to be around you. So you keep me going.
thank you. That's very nice of you to say. That's what I mean. Like, it don't take much to be positive in the world, but see, people they thrive off of the negativity, right? Because it feeds them. People don't want to be happy because if people wanted to be happy, they would simply learn the art of being patient and still and happy. They would find more kindness in how they are. They would, learn the ways of the world. The world's in such a big rush out there, and it all comes down to everybody competing for money.
Yep, and a lot of things actually come out that Bible, man. It says people will only be your friend because of your name, and that's kind of messed up. That's like kind of being favoritism. You know what I'm saying? Like those people are the worstest people. When you put all that energy into them wrong people, it kind of hurts me because I have great talent. I have a great heart. I have a beautiful spirit, and I be trying to figure out why I haven't been chosen to be a Master P or a Birdman because I know where to put that money and I know how to make it better and I know how to make it happen.
Sometimes I think that, like, I think that people get overlooked in one batch of things, right? And I feel like there's a big shift happening. Um, there's a big shift happening with them putting in these movie studios and things in Vegas. This opens up a whole new idea of what could be possible. Getting behind writing film scores, getting behind different positions in there, right? Being
Right,
able to
right,
really work with people again, from the ground up. And so you can kind of maybe step in where we got stepped out at. You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
the world made a big shift and it made it very fast, and there were people that were able to be on that train,
Yep,
and and they've ate well, and they've been able to make the movement, the motion, and then keep the longevity of where it's at. But I feel like a lot of those pioneers are tired. Um, they don't necessarily want to enter the fight again for any kind of a
right,
change or uplifting movement. And we
right.
saw that because they left a lot of soldiers who should have leveled up where
Right.
they were at. And
Yep.
I see it every day, especially on this internet. Everybody in their emotions and their feelings, and
Yep.
we've discussed stuff like this before sometimes.
Yep. Yep.
And a lot of fallen soldiers, they're not fallen, sorry, not the fallen ones, but we've had a lot of fallen along the way too because the uplift. So I know there's a lot of pressure everywhere for everyone to everything. Like everything, like I said, is moving fast, right?
Yeah.
But I think that the more people like yourself, and I just heard a couple other interviews in the past couple days that were kind of humbled. They had some beef with some people, and it got, to a point where they were like, "Dang, I probably missed my opportunity to work with those people."
Right.
And unfortunately, that's the dog eat dog world we've had to live in. Like I said, things move very fast, so everybody can't always go, right?
Yep.
I
Yep.
think that the choices that were available and the options available in the first round of what I know, I'm talking about,
Right.
um, and anybody else who out there's listening who's following along with whatever they think they know. But in that first round, I think that there wasn't a lot of choices to level up squads or connected people, because the people they were looking at that took to the next level were people that they could also market. They were also pawns.
Right.
So when you're not a pawn in the game,
It's hard to make it.
yeah,
A
yeah,
lot of if you ain't doing a lot of ass kissing, and if you, like you said, if you're not one of those pawns, it's gonna be hard to grind up there because it's the bitch niggas. I'm sorry to say that. It's the buster niggas with power. Like you said, all the people that got the power, they not good people. They're not good hearted people, and they don't want to see the next person make it. It's so many Michael Jordans out there. It's pathetic. It's a lot of Michael Jacksons out there. You ain't gonna never hear them.
yeah,
But
yeah.
we keep on doing what we doing. It's gonna
Yeah,
be
we
heard.
do. And
Yeah.
like with you, I see every day you trying to make a difference in the community where you're at in Vegas, trying to get people together. I know that you have like 5 films that you're currently working on. I think you are working on like 3 music videos and
Right.
another album. So, when it comes to being able to cast people and getting people to join these projects, what are some of the obstacles? Like what
You
do
got to get out
you
there. You just got to get out there like how you do it with the same with everything that you do, because it's so many people out there. They be trying to figure out how can I be a movie star? How can I be a celebrity? This is the way that you do it. Money should never come first. You got to go out there and pay them dues. You got to go out there and be heard and seen. You know what I'm saying? So I go out there and I just try to talk to people and meet people just like you. And the moment that I meet a person like you, we just start adding to the team because everybody is not dedicated. Everybody not they don't have that strive like to go to the finish line. They at the starting line, but they don't want to go to the finish line. If we keep on doing what we doing and what you doing, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, well, for you, I don't know if a lot of people know who you are because like I had said too, like in 20 more years there's a lot of people who won't know who Michael Jackson is because
Right.
it's been obsolete. So like a lot of people don't know you've already made it. You at one point were a very successful young man who handled his business and with the suits and everything, to that kind of level of success that you were building. Um, tell people who you are in
Well,
case they
my name is
really don't know who Papa Dad is.
my real name is Khalil Brown, and they call me Papa Dad. I'm from Watts, and I grew up into the music business. My mama dated David Ruffin from the Temptations, and she hung out with everybody from Motown, and music has always been in my life. And then I started hanging around with Snoop Dogg, and then I found out my cousins was from the Dub Shack and all this stuff. So me being around some of the greatest rappers and some of the greatest legends, they taught me how to do music in a good way, and so I just stuck to it. I love doing music. My first manager was Rebe Jackson, Michael Jackson's sister.
Yeah.
So how? I mean, like, what kind of pointers, like, for the ladies that's listening, that's all sizes and all colors. What kind of message should you give them? Because some women are so beautiful when they get to a studio, cats don't look at their talent; they look at their beauty. What would you tell a female how she get around stuff like that?
We're living in a very different way of life than I grew up. I grew up into the industry, and they first of all, you were not allowed to be there. Like there wasn't those were not the days when chicks just hung out at the studio. Like the studio was for work. It was hours
Right.
being paid. It was dope being sold for hours in the studio. and it wasn't no time for no females, right? And
Yep.
so very few females had the guts and the rhythmic talent to be able to flow or be able to add to a joint. You know what I'm saying? They was the ones who were allowed to be around. So in today's day and age, it would depend. So if we're talking about a female artist who's serious about her artistry, who has talent and working on those things, I would suggest you just don't go to everybody's studio, number one.
Right.
Number two, you always have a reason to be there. So book your own studio time. Don't just ride in on somebody else's coattails. Therefore, you can always keep your independence and you can always keep your business stature about yourself. So nobody needs to look at you like a piece of meat because you're there to work. You paid your dues. You paid your own way, right? And then if we're talking about just females that get the pleasure of coming around studio while people are working, there's different things and ways you should act like that too. You should not, I mean, everybody love, I'm sorry, I love, there's a bunch of different kinds of levels and classes of people that come to the studio, different days, different times.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it might be the girlfriend night, it might be the wife night, it might be the
Right.
business night, it might be whatever's going on. Be aware of where you're going, who you're with, why you're there, and play the part. Because I mean, it is what it is. If you're not there to work and you're a plus one at the studio, stay out of the way.
Right.
Be there with you. I mean, if you're there to mingle and confuse the ops over here, if you be just play your part if you come in.
Right.
Because if not, you're not needed, and you should just stay where you're at because it's not a place to hang out at. And for these young cats that be having these chicks in the studios and stuff like that too, and I have to tell some of our young ones all the time, like the studio is a place of business. Whoever is
Yes.
paying for the studio has paid for equipment, has paid for security, is paying for alarms, is paying for production. It's not cheap, right? So just bringing random people to the studio is like the same as
It don't
posting
happen.
people that you're at the you know what I'm saying, at the food joint, and you just don't do it. Like
You just don't do it.
there's
You
too
just
much
don't do it.
drama in the world. People have too much going on. They don't know, they just, it's too much going on. There's no reason for people to be there that's not working, and I think most studio owners feel that way, unless of course it's one of those nights where you're filming and you're having a studio night where you want the chicks there shaking their asses, and you want whatever else going down. As for confidence for women with men looking at them whatsoever in those kind of ways, there's ways you can hold yourself, and there's ways that, whatever. I hear some of the most classiest women that I
Classy.
feel are no, like I have heard some of the most classiest I feel women talk about men that send them dick pictures, and men that send them all these type of like stalking them and raunchy stuff, and I'm just like, I don't know, there's a certain stance you hold to that, and like
It
you
is.
just
It
don't
is.
allow people to talk to you like that.
You,
I don't know what it is, but
when you
yeah.
when you say classy, it's a big difference between classy, and nasty. Women can be so beautiful, like Aaliyah. Aaliyah, she didn't have to dress like a tramp for people to recognize both her talent and her beauty. So it's a way
Right.
how you it's a way how you carry yourself when you in the studio as a female. You should know how to if you go into a
There's a
studio.
lot of artists, Monica, Maya. I
My
mean,
God,
the list goes on.
Monica! Oh my God, Monica! You are right. You're right. SWV, and it
Monica
goes
is
on.
one of the most respectable, talented women in this business. And even
Who
Brandy,
was our
even
first who
Brandy, you know what I'm saying? She went through a couple years. She never went that route. Like, commend to them because they held true. They didn't sell
who
their
was our
little
first
souls to.
BBW? Who was our first BBW that wasn't scared to get out there?
Was it the Wayans girl? Was it that it was a BBCC with that girl that
No,
I
I
can't
think
really think.
what was the girl that was to sing with Isley Brothers?
Oh, the niece girl. I can't remember her
She
name,
was
but
the
she was
first. She
talking
was like
about
her. You know what I'm talking
Call
about?
him.
She was like the
I
first
don't
big
want to.
girl.
I don't want to. I said, call him.
Right. Now she was the
Yeah.
first big girl that was not scared to get out there. And then what I loved about her, everything came into one with her. Her beauty, her beauty and talent, everything around her. You didn't see her as a big girl. When you have talent, talent speak for itself. You
Yeah,
don't have
she
to
owned it.
you don't have to destroy your body to make it out there.
Uh, given that she's more of a Debrat's angle, but even Debrat had a sexy a
The
song
brat,
though, where she was in
the
a where, but
the
she
brat,
even Debrat being even
she
her
was
being
cold.
more butch, right? She still
She was
had a
cold.
very sexy beach song that what is it? How you like or what do you like or how do you like? And she did
Funkified.
it classy.
Right, right. So all the women out there that's listening to this show, you don't have to be trashy to make it in the business. You can be classy at the same time. Look at Holly Berry. Some of these women don't even show their body until later on down the line because you don't want to come into the game like that because if you come into the game like that, your history is going to move with you. It would no matter where you go, somebody gonna look at you as a dirty person. So listen to these shows. Flower is a great person to listen to, you guys. I promise you that, ladies. Don't get caught with the hype. You don't have to do these things. Talent do speak for itself. Hey, so one more thing before I got out of here. Yesterday was C Knight's birthday. Happy night to C Knight.
Yes,
Happy
it
birthday to C
was.
Knight.
Happy birthday.
That was my uncle. That's my family. That's my people. He brought me into the game. Happy birthday to him and major love to the family. And I want to thank Flower for even taking out her time to even getting at me because I'm an underdog legend. She an
Yeah,
underdog legend.
I know,
Yeah,
right? Hey, sometimes that's where we at, you know. Can you tell them, for anybody who might be interested in working with your project or
yeah,
meeting you, doing a meet and greet, or whatever
yeah,
the case,
yeah.
how can people
Um,
find you?
my number is 702-690-0649. I'm on Twain and Swinson. Anytime you can inbox me, it don't matter. Just hit me up and I answer, and we can start talking. We can meet and greet at my crib. No problem.
You've always been a real one. It's all good. You stay up, stay positive, Khalil. You have a good weekend and a good end to your month, and start your autumn off real nice. Okay. I'll
I
see you
love you.
soon in
Thank you.
Vegas. You have a good
Yes,
night.
yes. You too.